We gotta start telling these companies to announce their games when they're actually ready, because this is getting ridiculous. You remember when Bethesda announced Elder Scrolls 6? That game was announced back when E3 was still a thing. 7 years ago. In 2018. Since then, we gotten bits and pieces of information on it. But no gameplay, no story details, as far as I'm concerned. No type of cinematic cutscene, nothing. Since then, we seen 1, 2, 3 more versions of Skyrim. 4 if you want to count the anniversary edition on PC. But even then, where the fuck is the game? Where is Elder Scrolls 6? And for me, it gets to a point where when games start taking way too long or start getting delayed, I just assume it's a fake game at this point. Another example, Marvel 1943. This game was a big deal when it was announced back in, wait, let me look it up real quick. 2024. So far, that's not too bad of a gap. But here's the bad thing about this. After this announcement, we've heard pretty much no news as far as I remember, other than just delay after delay. After the trailer, it was delayed to 2026, I believe. It was supposed to drop in early 2026. And now a second delay happened to where I'm pretty sure they said it was delayed indefinitely, or 2027 at the earliest, something crazy like that. Once that second delay happened, I'm like, oh nah, this is a fake game. There's no way, if this game is even real, it's coming out anytime soon. Obviously, I want to play the game. I hope it comes out. But unfortunately, my mindset is basically, I don't think this is coming out. Worst case scenario is getting canceled. I feel like it's going to be one of those games like the Wonder Woman game where it's announced, people get hype about it. There's little to no news about the game other than maybe a few delays or maybe some talking points or rumors here and there. Then all of a sudden it gets canceled with no fanfare. Obviously, I hope I'm wrong. I genuinely hope I do, but it's not looking good for this game. This is a fake game. And I would say the same thing about Kingdom Hearts 4, but it looks like they're locking in now. Since a couple days before I'm recording this right now, they dropped a trailer in the Nintendo Direct. So thankfully, we have some new shit about the game. That doesn't excuse the fact that it was definitely announced way too early though. They're almost repeating history with like how they did with Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 got delay after delay after delay since like, what, 2013 when it was announced? And then it didn't come out until 2019. And I hope the same isn't for Kingdom Hearts 4. Hopefully it actually comes out in a good time, but we'll just have to wait and see. Matter of fact, going back to the canceled games point I mentioned earlier, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. This game was also announced way back in like 2021, I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up just to make sure. 2020, my bad. Scheduled for a 2021 release date, got delayed multiple times until we finally got news that it was supposed to come out this year. Ubisoft posted Ubisoft and decided to cancel the game. Nobody expected this, even the developers of the game. And when they stated why it was canceled, they say, quote, while the project had real potential, we weren't able to reach the level of quality you deserve, and continuing would have required more time and investment that we could responsibly commit. Keep in mind, Ubisoft is the same company that released these games. And speaking of Ubisoft, that Splinter Cell remake still isn't out yet. They announced it in 2021. We still have no gameplay, little to no information about it. Where's it at, Ubisoft? As a matter of fact, just don't even do it no more. Now I'm playing. But still though, we haven't gotten a new Splinter Cell in years, let alone any kind of remake. So we would reasonably get excited for this, right? But the thing is, there's been nothing so far, and you get the rest. Although a lot of game companies actually do a great job at announcing games when they're actually ready. Hell, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 was finally revealed and announced for spring 2027. Even Resident Evil Requiem just recently came out in February of this year, when it was announced last summer. My point being, as long as a game is announced and it comes out within like 6 months to a year max, that's a good amount of time. That's how long it should be for games to come out between the announcement and the actual release. But you know, some companies just don't do that, I guess. Hopefully most, if not all, game companies do lock in though when it comes to this situation, especially when it comes to toning down predatory microtransactions. So if you want to see some of my research and takes on that, go ahead and click that video on screen.